I know you're excited to hear the 100th episode of the Six Figure Designer podcast. Before we get into it, I want to let you know about an incredible giveaway that I have going on right now to celebrate our 100th episode. I am hosting an event called the Naples Experience June 4th through 6th here in Naples, Florida. And if you've been dying to come to this event, this is an opportunity for you to get a free ticket on me. Yes, that is the giveaway that I'm doing right now. And if you look at the show notes, go ahead and email me at pam@elevateinnercircle to tell me why you want to come to the Naples Experience. Okay, let's get into the 100th episode. Tired of feeling like you're spinning all the plates in your design business and at any moment they could all come crashing down? Are you feeling like you're so close to breaking through to the next level, but those consistent projects still aren't flowing your way? Are you ready to finally take your business from a hobby to 100K and beyond? Then welcome to the Six Figure Designer Podcast. I'm talking all the techniques you need in your design business to start paying yourself, get great clients, and finally break through that 5-figure ceiling. Well, hey everyone, cue the confetti because you are listening to the 100th episode of the Six Figure Designer Podcast. I cannot believe that we are here at 100 episodes. And quite frankly, when I started, it was just me, a microphone, and to be honest, a lot of doubt. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to listen or if you guys were even interested in what I had to say. But 100 episodes in, you've proved that yes, this is something that is really helping, and that just makes my heart so happy. Today, I am going to be sharing the biggest lessons and the aha moments from our most downloaded episodes, the ones that clearly resonated with you. So you can go back, if you haven't heard these episodes, you can go ahead and go back and check them out and listen for yourself. So I'm also going to be sprinkling in some behind the scenes stories and all the things that has happened and what we've been through together over the last 100 episodes. But first, if you don't know, I'm Pam Durkin, and I'm the closing coach for interior designers. And why do I have that name, the closing coach? Well, first of all, I am a practicing interior designer who have been working in the field for over 30 years. I have seen a few things in my time. And as I was talking to a friend of mine, I was casually mentioning, and this was quite a while ago, but I was casually mentioning how I had closed a 5-figure design fee in 5 days, and they were just like, say what? And honestly, I didn't think anything of it. And I realized by that reaction that I needed to start talking more about what I was doing to qualify and quantify projects so that you too can start closing jobs in 5 days or less. That is actually in episode 80. So if you want to hear all about that, go check it out. But this is really one of the reasons I started the Luxury Client Academy. It's my 9-month coaching experience so that I can help designers like you be able to do this, be able to close clients in 5 days, to get incredible opportunities in your business. I just spoke to a designer today who said, I'm getting tons of leads. Leads are not the problem. The problem is the quality of the leads. And whether it's the quality or the quantity, this is exactly what we do in the Luxury Client Academy. I help you dial in where that gap is, what's happening, where's the disconnect in your business, so that you're not wasting your time with either a ton of leads that never turn into projects or no leads that don't turn into any projects. So that is one of the things that we do in the Luxury Client Academy, and I am enjoying so much helping other designers really step into their confidence and their power when it comes to that. If you're interested in the Luxury Client Academy, go ahead and check out the show notes, and I'll tell you all the ways that you can get in touch with me. Okay. So here we're going to be talking about the 5 major themes that keep coming up over the last 100 episodes that I have put out with the podcast. And I think that you're going to really see some, threads more about me as a coach, what my philosophy is, and how I feel that designers can really get better at sales and marketing in their business and not feel bad about it, but feel really empowered by it, really good about how they're starting to find clients and get clients. So let's jump in to the very first theme. And the first theme is to own your power. In episode 30, I interviewed a confidence coach, and her name is Jen Polt. And we talked about something that I see over and over again with designers, and everybody struggles with it, myself included. And that's confidence in what you're selling, what you're providing, the value of the services that you are providing to a client as you're talking to them and trying to sell yourself and get them to hire you. But also the waiting to be perfect, the waiting for everything to be figured out, to be all aligned before you're actually showing up. I was working with one of my coaching clients the other day, and she was holding off on setting a meeting up with a builder because she was putting together a spec book, an example of a spec book that she could bring to meetings to talk to builders about and show them exactly what she brings to the table. And she was holding off on setting that meeting because she said the spec book wasn't done yet. And I said, all right, well, how long is it going to take you to finish that? And she's like, well, I'm working on a project now that really hits all those aspects. So once that's done, I'm going to be going ahead and putting that book together. And I said to her, okay, how long is that going to take you? And she said, well, that project's going to be done in about a month. I was like, okay, so when you get that project done, then you're going to put the book together and then you're going to contact the builder. And she's like, yes. I said, so that's going to take a month or 2 months before you reach out to a builder. Do you have 2 months to wait to potentially set up a meeting with a great referral source? And she's like, well, I really have, a hole in my schedule in the next couple months. And I really don't think I do have the time to wait, but it's not done. It's not perfect. It's not fully put together. And I said to her, he doesn't care. He just wants to see an example of something. And the fact that you're putting this together, the fact that you will put this full package together, the fact that you have examples of what you're doing now, that's good enough. So please, let's not wait to be perfect before we start marketing, before we start talking to people. Just get the ball rolling, right? So one of those things is just like that confidence, that perfection. And when I interviewed Jen, she shared how she left a corporate job to coach women in confidence. And it wasn't because she had all the answers, but she really felt that she had something to give. And I know all of you designers out there know that you have something to give to your clients, that they will be better off for working with you because you have their best interests in heart. So I want you to start doing and stop waiting to be perfect. And I also, in episode 30, I share my own struggles about showing up on social media, obviously starting this podcast. There's lots of things, and daily there are times when it's a challenge, but we just keep putting one foot in front of the other. So stop fighting the urge to polish everything and just keep moving forward. What's that saying? Just keep swimming in Nemo. This is what I want you to do. One foot in front of the other. That's all you need to worry about. You don't need to be thinking 10 miles down the line, but just what do I need to do today to make one step closer to what I'm looking for? And then in episode 44, we talk a little bit about, it's called Husbandry 101. And I talk a little bit about how as women, we naturally hesitate to invest in ourselves, invest in our businesses without first, talking over these things with our husbands, which of course, if you have a spouse, I'm sure they are a trusted advisor and you want to talk to them about things. But I also want you to be thinking about in your business, and this is the theme of that episode 44, is in your heart of hearts. Think about what that decision would be on your own without the advice and counsel of your significant other. So really just think about where you stand with it first before you're influenced in other ways. And that's really what the big theme of that episode 44 is. If you feel this is going to help you, if you feel this investment's going to move your business forward, then I want you to know that before you talk to your significant other, because that way you can bring your thoughts to the table on that. So episode 44, check it out for that. And here's the aha moment. We already have the authority. We just need to claim it. So I want you to say, I claim that, right? I know what's best for me because I know what I'm doing every day. I know the struggles I'm having every day. I know what's happening in my business every day and where I could use some expert help. So here's a tip for you. Write down 3 things you're already an expert at and talk about those 3 things this month. We are terrible at promoting ourselves. And I want you to be thinking about, what am I really good at? What can I really help people with? What's one of my gifts, or 3 of my gifts actually, because you're going to write down those 3 things. And then start talking about it this month. That's what I want you to do. Okay, got through theme 1. Look at that. Now here we go. We're getting into theme 2. I have done quite a few episodes about how to get affluent clients, what those people are looking for. And here's the rub. They want connection. They don't want perfection. So in episode 29, which is called Targeting the Affluent Client, I break down a lot of the myths about wealthy clients. So many of you are afraid to work with them for various reasons, because people tend to think that clients who have means are a lot harder to work with, a lot more demanding, maybe over demanding even. But I know that you guys are ready to rise to that occasion. And then in that episode, I share a lot of stories on how my most affluent clients have been some of the easiest and most respectful to work with, because they value expertise and quick decision making. Boy, do we love working with people who like to make decisions quickly. I know you do too. So think about that and go ahead and check out episode 29. And then to dovetail that in, just a few episodes later in 36, it's called Attracting the Affluent Client. I had a guest on for that episode. That is Masha Coyan. And we dug into the words that we use on our website, the luxury messaging. And one of the things that we brought up is you can't talk about attracting luxury clients when you have words like DIY tips or bargains or do it yourself in your messaging. Instead, you have to be speaking their language. Words like custom, bespoke, premium, not things like budget hacks. So here's the aha moment there. Affluent clients are looking for someone who understands their lifestyles and their values, not someone competing on price. And doesn't that make us go, hallelujah? Because we definitely want more of those clients, right? So here's my tip for this one. Go look at your website copy today. Is it speaking to the dream client that you are looking for? Are you using the words, we transform spaces, to represent our client's personality? Now, if you go to 5 different websites, you're going to see that everywhere. But I want you to dig deeper than that. I want you to ask yourself, how are you doing that? How are you creating spaces that show your client's personality or tell their story? How are you doing that? Go ahead and check out your website and see if you're answering that question. Okay, so we're on to theme 3. And this one is, just because it's hard doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. Yep, this one's a good one because, girl, life is hard no matter what. It doesn't matter what we're doing. It's hard if we have clients that we don't want. It's hard if we have too many clients. It's hard when we don't have any business. It's hard when we don't have business coming up in 3 months. It's hard when we have too much business. So life is hard. So let's figure out how to work it as best that we can. So in episode 42, which is, I'm really talking about the experience in my Purchasing Made Easy challenge, but I do also talk about how hard it is to build a business. Like, I get it. I've built a business several times now because I used to have my own business when I lived in New Jersey, built that business, then moved to Florida and built it again. So I get it. And I'm also, have the coaching business as well. So I'm building that as well. I know what it's like to build a business. I know that it's hard. So I hear you. And in that episode, in 42, I talk about the many, many times I sat on the floor thinking to myself, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I am not cut out for this. And when we see other people seemingly very easily growing their businesses quickly or overnight, that usually the reason it feels that way is because we haven't been privy to the messy middle. And the messy middle is real. So I get what you guys are all going through because the messy middle changes over time, but we're mostly in the messy middle. And then in episode 58, I'm also talking about like when you have a great meeting with a client, but then they don't book, like what is happening here? And I go into a story about one of my coaching clients who had an incredible meeting with a client. And then in the end, they didn't book. And it was really very disheartening. And she felt very upset. She was thinking, what am I doing wrong? She felt rejected. And of course, I felt that too for her because I was going through that with her as well. And what's the takeaway? What can we learn from this? That pain doesn't mean that you're off course. Many times it means that you're actually leveling up. So I want you to think, can I write down my thoughts at the end of each day? And I want to ask yourself a couple questions here. 1, what did I handle better today than I would have a year ago? Because I want you to be aware of your growth that's happening. And then the other thing I want you to be writing down is, what did I do really well today? What am I proud of that I accomplished today? And it can be something very, very small. These do not have to be huge wins, but I want you to be thinking about what's going on daily because we miss the breadcrumbs. And what happens is the breadcrumbs add up over time. And if we don't pay attention, we're not going to realize how far we've come. And so many of you are doing incredible work and are incredibly talented, but you don't realize it because you're just stuck in the day-to-day and you're not capturing what happened today. What did I learn today? What's the lesson from today? What did I do great today? What did I handle today better than I would have 2 months ago, a year ago? And these are great things to know about yourself. Okay, on to theme number 4, connection over perfection. In episode 34, I talk about the power of being in a trusted group, especially one like the Luxury Client Academy and the Naples Experience, which are 2 offerings that I currently have. The Luxury Client Academy I mentioned earlier is my 9-month coaching experience, and the Naples Experience is where designers come into my town of Naples, Florida, and we spend 2.5 days together outside the office, learning about our businesses, how to make them better, learning from other designers who are also leveling up, and then really getting inspired by design materials. We're going to be doing some showroom tours. We're going to be touring some luxury homes. So it's not only inspirational, but we're around an incredible group of designers. And when you feel isolated or stuck, it's really hard to move forward. But when you get in a room with other designers who are driven to make their businesses better, you get to see what other people are doing, and your confidence starts to grow. And that is an incredible experience, to be in a room with other like-minded designers. There's also something incredibly special when you realize that you're not alone. We're all going through it in various stages and phases. There's, everyone deals with issues, maybe with employees or vendors or themselves, like confidence issues and what to do next and how do I handle this client. But when you're in a room with other people who are going through that and who are giving and are caring, it's an incredible experience. So I encourage you, if you want to come to the Naples experience, reach out to me. My information is definitely in the show notes. You can do that. And of course, you get to come to the Naples experience for free if you're part of the Luxury Client Academy. So be sure to check that out. So when we're talking about connection and perfection, also in episode 57, which is on where and how to find great clients, I open up about how some of my best client relationships did not come from social media or from my email list, but they came from in-person networking. And I tell the story of how attending vendor events, even when feeling a little bit awkward — I am a bit of an introvert if you didn't know — but pushing myself to show up anyway, how those relationships turned into six-figure opportunities. So what's the aha here? People do business with people they trust, not the brands that they're scrolling past on social media. So here's my tip for you on this one. Pick one. You only need to pick one real-world relationship to nurture over the next month. Now, if you want help with that, if you're not sure how to do that, if you don't know where to go to build these relationships in your area, then you want to check out my Rapid Referrals Challenge. It's actually coming up so soon. It's the 14th and 15th of May, and you can go ahead and sign up. There's a link below, and come hang out with us for 2 days. And we're going to tell you how to find the best contacts in your area. And then even during the challenge, I'm going to be helping you craft messages to those people so that you're going to start getting appointments and meetings to start securing some projects. So check that out for sure. Rapid Referrals Challenge, the 14th and 15th of May. Okay, we're on to our last theme, which is pretty incredible. The systems will set you free. I know so many of you want to incorporate processes and systems in your business, but for some reason you're just not doing it. And my suggestion is that as you're in the midst of a project, and it doesn't even have to be the beginning of a project, it doesn't matter. Again, just get started. Don't make it perfect. Start to go ahead and write down what's happening during your projects, and you will build your systems and processes over time. I have a designer that I'm coaching who has actually gotten a whole system of how a project runs, detailed out with lots of steps in it. And all she has to do is go back and customize it for her business. Like, the bones are there. She just needs to customize it. And for some reason, she's not doing that, even though it's a huge pain point for her. She's just not able to get the ball rolling. So all I can say is you've got to just start. You've got to break the seal and get started writing these things down, it's going to be terrible in the beginning. You're going to feel like this isn't right. I don't know what I'm doing. I have it in the wrong order. It doesn't matter. Just start writing it down. And so in episode 38, we kind of talk about there's lots of fear around markup and taxes and how to systemize purchases in your interior design business. And I really go over the system that I use in my own business and how it transformed the way that I manage all those details, track all those details, think about purchases and reselling in my business. And it became a huge profit center for me in my business. So I definitely suggest, if you're having a lot of anxiety about markups and how to handle all that, go ahead and check out episode 38, because I also share what my own learning curve was there and how I avoided this money-making portion of my business for so long because it felt so overwhelming. And maybe it feels that way for you too. And the other item that I feel people are really challenged with is how to systemize their pre-sale process. And in episode 48, I speak with one of my coaching clients, Audra, who talks about how she did not have the confidence to go after larger projects and how we were able to work together to nail down not only her messaging and her target client, but then create her very own shock and awe box, which is her curated client experience that sets her apart. And here's the moment of aha here. You can't scale chaos. You can only scale systems that work, and you need to make your life a lot easier because we have a lot going on. We're juggling many things. And if you can get your processes down to the same number of steps or the same sequence of steps, it's going to make things so much easier when it comes to presenting a design proposal to a client, the way that you price things, the way that you track things, the way that you qualify a client. All of that can be systemized. So you can't scale the chaos. You can only scale the systems. So here's my tip for you. Pick one messy area. Maybe it's pricing or onboarding or project management, and then commit to systemizing this over the next couple months. That's it. Let's just make it easy on ourselves because yes, we want to systemize our entire business. That's going to take you a while, and you're going to get so overwhelmed by that, you're actually not going to do any of it. So if you can pick one area that's really causing you a lot of angst and anxiety, if it takes me 2 weeks to get a design proposal to somebody, then I would say that's a great place to start. Is how are you going to create, a template so that it's a lot easier to get a proposal to a client? Because the faster you move in the beginning, like you've heard me say before, money loves speed. The faster you can get them a proposal, the faster you're going to get an answer from them. So we want to get proposals out within days and no more than that. So if that's something that's holding you back, if you're having a hard time getting proposals out because you're procrastinating, you're worried about the pricing, then we need to systemize that approach so that you can go ahead and get that information in a potential client's hands as fast as possible. So there you have it. Those are the top 5 themes that have come up over the last 100 episodes. And I'm going to go back and recap them so you guys can write them down again. Theme 1 is own your power. And the tip was write down 3 things you're already an expert at and talk about that this month. Theme 2, affluent clients want connection, not perfection. So go look at your website copy today. Is it speaking to the client that you want? So I want you to go back and do that. Theme number 3, hard doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It doesn't. The tip is write down your thoughts each day. What did I handle better today than I would have maybe a year prior? And what did I do really well today? What's something that I did really, really good job at? Theme 4 is connection over perfection. And here's the tip. Pick one real world relationship to nurture this month. Don't make it crazy. We only need one. And the final theme is systems will set you free. So here's the tip to take away for that is pick one messy area, whether it's pricing, whether it's onboarding, whether it's project management, and commit to systemizing that this quarter. So those are my 5 tips. And I just want to say thank you so much. I'm truly grateful that you continue to come back and listen and give me feedback on these episodes. It's really been an incredible journey over the last 100 episodes. And whether this is your first or your 100th, thank you so much for trusting me with your time and your energy and your dreams. Podcasting has been really quite an adventure for me. And it's all because of you guys. I'm doing this all for you to help you. And I get joy out of helping other designers succeed and seeing them succeed, seeing their confidence grow. So thank you for that. And I'm going to end today's episode with one couple of thoughts. Actually, not one thought, because I don't think I could do just one thought. I have a couple of thoughts. So listen up, write this down. You are more capable than you know. You are ready now, and your best clients are looking for exactly who you already are. So I want you to go ahead and tell me which one of these 5 themes hit you the most, resonated the most with you. I would love to hear that, because we're going to be diving in to anything that you guys bring up that you want to hear over the next 100 episodes. So you can definitely help me shape what we're going to be talking about over the next 100 episodes. And I want to let you know about a couple things that are coming up. I have my Rapid Referrals Challenge. It's a 2-day online challenge that's coming up May 14th and 15th. If you've really been struggling with getting referrals in your business, and this challenge is for you, we're going to spend 2 days together, and we're going to be identifying great referral partners in your area. And I'm also going to be giving you some language on how to reach out to them while you're in the challenge so that we can get that ball rolling for you. I have the Naples experience coming up on June 4, 5, and 6. It's actually going to be here in beautiful Naples. And we are going to spend 2.5 days together. We're going to be in a beautiful location, first of all, a very inspiring location. But you're going to be learning about how to dial in your niche. I'm bringing in a speaking coach for that. We're going to also be doing a panel discussion with a realtor and a builder on how we can work better with the realtors and builders in our area. And we're also going to be doing something called hot seats, where you get a chance to talk to the group and we all get to help you and advise you on something that might be going on in your business, which so many of you love to get advice from the other designers in the group. And this is a really great chance to do that in person, which I think is going to be really fun. And then we're going to be doing some luxury home tours, both from the water during a sunset cruise and also in person, multi-million-dollar homes. So I think it's going to be really inspirational. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're part of my Luxury Client Academy, which is my 9-month coaching experience, you get a ticket for the Naples experience for free. So you pay for your airfare and your hotel, but all the events that we do during the experience are actually on me. And it's a part of you being in the Luxury Client Academy. In the Luxury Client Academy, I'm helping you further dive into what you're good at, why people come to you, what's the value of what you bring to the table, and then how do we get you in front of more people? How do we get you more opportunities? How are we figuring out what is the most profitable in your business so you can take it where you want to go for what your lifestyle is at this moment? So if you have any questions about the Rapid Referrals Challenge, the Naples Experience, or the Luxury Client Academy, all of my information is in the show notes. Feel free to reach out to me. But thank you so much for being here. And I just have to end the program by let's just say cheers to 100 episodes and here's to 100 more. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.